Top 10 Super Bowls of all time. Number 10, games of twists and turns. Pretty much that's exactly what this game was. It was Super Bowl 38. It was Panthers, Patriots, and, it was, in a way, David versus Goliath, because at this time, New England was already winning a Super Bowl. Carolina didn't even get the taste of it, and they really wanted to. They were a young team and a young franchise, finally the Super Bowl. Honestly, there was a lot of upstart here. It was a great game overall, and it was played in Houston, Reliance Stadium. So the two coaches of this was John Fox against Bill Belichick. Panthers, they had I believe the record was 11-5, I believe. And they went all the way. They came from the wild card game all the way to the Super Bowl. For the Pats, pretty much coming from a 14-2 record, and honestly, they were ready to go. They were super ready to go. So overall, fantastic teams. Let's just take a look at their starters. Starting with the Panthers. QB Jake Delhomme, running back Steven Davis, fullback Brad Hoover, receiver Steve Smith and Mushin Muhammad, tight end Jermaine Wiggins, offensive line Todd Stuzzi, Geno James, Jeff Mitchell, Kevin Donnelly, and Jordan Gross. Defensive line Julius Peppers, Brenson Buckner, Chris Jenkins, and Mike Ricker. Linebackers Greg Favors, Dan Morgan, and Will Witherspoon. And secondary Ricky Manning, Reggie Howard, Mike Minter, and Deion Grant. For the Pats, you had QB Tom Brady, running back Antoine Smith, fullback Larry Centers, receivers Deion Branch and Troy Brown, tight end Daniel Graham, offensive line Matt Light, Russ Hochstein, Dan Coppin, Joe Andruzzi, and Tom Ashworth. Defensive line Bobby Hamilton, Ted Washington, and Richard Seymour. Linebackers Willie McGinnis, Mike Vrabel, Roman Pfeiffer, and Teddy Bruschi. And secondary Ty Law, Tyrone Poole, Eugene Wilson, and Rodney Harrison. Fantastic amount of defensive players, just some historic players up in this game. Let's just take a look at what happened. First of all, the first quarter was all defense. If you know, this Super Bowl was very defensive battle early on. Pretty much the first and third quarter was a defensive battle. The second and fourth was just offense all the way. It was a weird game. Like I said, twists and turns. So let's take a look. We go to the second quarter. With 3 minutes and 5 seconds left, Deion Branch, 5-yard pass from Tom Brady. Touchdown, 7-0 New England. With the minute 7, Steve Smith, 39-yard pass from Jake Delhomme, 7-7. It's tied. But with 18 seconds left, David Givens, 5-yard pass from Tom Brady, makes it 14-7 New England. And right by half, Panthers' John Casey, 50-yard field goal makes it 14-10 New England at half. Third quarter, nothing but defense. Fourth quarter, with 14:49 left, Antoine Smith, 2-yard rush, touchdown, 21-10 New England. With 12:39 left, Deshaun Foster's 33-yard run makes it 21-16, failed 2-point conversion. But with 6 minutes and 53 seconds left, Mushin Muhammad's 85-yard pass from Jake Delhomme is a touchdown, which makes it 21-22 Carolina. 2-point conversion failed once again. 2 minutes and 51 seconds left. Mike Vrabel, 1-yard touchdown pass from Tom Brady, 29-22, with the Kevin Falk 2-point conversion successful. The minute 8, Ricky Prohl, 12-yard pass from Jake Delhomme, tied 29-all. And then with 4 seconds left, Adam Vinatieri's 41-yard field goal ices the game, making it 32-29, New England winning the Super Bowl. Pretty much to break it down for you, very young Tom Brady, leading them pretty great, doing a great job. Seems like they're having the lead pretty handily. Panthers come back. We all know about Mushin Muhammad, fantastic. They brought some fight in them. In my opinion, if they didn't do so many 2-point conversions for the Panthers, I feel like this would be a team that would be up by at least a field goal, which would give them a lot more of room for error in a way, But, I mean, you're looking at, if that didn't fail, it'd be 21-17. And the other one would be, okay, well, it's 21-23, right? Well, how about the fact that, okay, they score and then they score back? If that was the case, it would have been 29 to, I believe, yeah, it'd be 29-30, which at least that'd be, I know it'd be 1 point, and obviously looking back at it, it doesn't seem like that would change much, but I feel like it would. I feel like this defense would have been a lot more aggressive, having a 1 point lead in it, and I feel like Brady would have been a little bit more pressured because their defense wasn't half bad. That Panthers defense could have stopped Brady. I really do believe that. But with Brady's greatness, though, let him down the field for a Super Bowl win. Overall, Panthers' mistakes kind of cost them, and New England's perfect kind of formula worked for them, and they won it. Number 9, Pats' reign begins. The Pats pretty much in Super Bowl 36 were definitely not looked at as world champs, as world beaters, as a team that you need to, figure out. No. It was a team that, they weren't going to get it done. It's just that plain and simple. They were going to just not get it done. They were going to lose to a great team of the St. Louis Rams caliber, which had better firepower, which is a better team. Everything you want to say negative about the Pats was this game. And they proved to the world and shocked the world a lot. Coming from the wild card, while you had the Rams here that was just powerhouse, dynamite team, Only lost 2 games in the regular season. Like, they were ready to go. They really were. Kurt Warner was ready to go. So, pretty much playing in the Louisiana Superdome, Mike Martz, the coach of the Rams, versus Bill Belichick, the coach of the Pats. So let's take a look at what we got in terms of the rosters. And we look at the Pats first. QB Tom Brady, running back Antoine Smith, fullback Mark Edwards, receivers Dave Patton and Troy Brown, tight end Jermaine Wiggins, offensive line Matt Light, Mike Compton, Damian Woody, Joe Andruzzi, Greg Randall, defensive line Bobby Hamilton, Brandon Mitchell, Richard Seymour, Anthony Pleasant, linebackers Mike Rabel, Teddy Bruschi, Roman Pfeiffer, and secondary Ty Law, Otis Smith, Lloyd Malloy, and Tabucky Jones. For the Rams, quarterback Kurt Warner, running back Marshall Faulk, receivers Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce, tight ends Ernie Conwell and Jeff Robinson, offensive line Orlando Pace, Tom Nutton, Andrew McCollum, Adam Timmerman, and Rod Jones, defensive line Chidi Ahanoto, Brian Young, Jeff Zagognia, and Grant Wistrom. Linebackers Don Davis, London Fletcher, Tommy Poley, and the secondary of Ionis Williams, Dexter McLeon, Adam Archuleta, and Kim Herring. So overall, like I said, very big favoritism towards the Rams. And let's take a look what we got. Before we even begin, just letting you know, the Super Bowl MVP for the 38 Super Bowl was Tom Brady. So I'll let you know who the Super Bowl MVP of this game was. Start with the first quarter. The only scoring they had, 3 minutes and 10 seconds, Jeff Wilkins 50-yard field goal, 3-0 St. Louis. Move on to the second quarter with 8:49, Ty Law, 47-yard interception return, touchdown, New England 3-7. But with 31 seconds left, David Patton gets a 8-yard pass from Tom Brady. It's now touchdown 3-14 New England. Third quarter with the minute 18, Adam Vinatieri, 37-yard field goal, 3-17. You just look at how they're owning them, right? In the fourth quarter, the Rams would bounce back with 9 minutes and 31 seconds. Kurt Warner's 2-yard run would be 10-17. And then with a minute 30, Ricky Proehl's 26-yard pass from Kurt Warner would make it 17-all. But pretty much, this is the first Super Bowl that Tom Brady was a part of. This is a guy that was a 6th-round pick. Everyone thought of, no, bring in Bledsoe. I don't want Brady. I want Bledsoe to win this game for this team. Is the man that led the New England Patriots down, drove them down, so calm, so cool, so collective, got him all the way down, and just like that, Adam Vinatieri kicks the 48-yard field goal as time expires, and the New England Patriots win the Super Bowl. Their first ever Super Bowl. The Super Bowl MVP would go to a very young Tom Brady, a Brady that people thought would never do anything. And he is now arguably one of the best QBs of all time. His legacy began before this, but it was a big part was this game. Number 8, the Colts get it done. Plain and simple, the Colts got it done. It was a sloppy game, but the Colts got it done. Johnny Unitas got hurt, but the Colts got it done. I think that's a big thing, is that the Colts actually got it done, even when they played, I would say, one of the most miserable games they've ever played in their life. I'd say they walked in the game, a lot of pressure on them. They lost Super Bowl III 2 years ago, prior, and they just wanted to win so bad. And I feel like they put a lot of pressure on themselves, and it cost them. I feel like if they were a little bit more relaxed, this wouldn't have even been a Super Bowl. It would have been Baltimore winning 30-13. I think Baltimore was definitely a better team than Dallas. It was just so much pressure on them, honestly. They just put a lot of pressure on themselves. Let's take a look at the starters. You got QB Johnny Unitas. This is the Colts. Running back Norm Balaik. Fullback Tom Nowatzki. Receivers Roy Jefferson, Eddie Hinton. Tight end John Mackey. Offensive line Bob Vogel, Glenn Dressler, Bill Curry, John Williams, and Dan Sullivan. Defensive line Bubba Smith, Billy Ray Smith, Fred Miller, and Roy Hilton. Linebackers Ray May, Mike Curtis, Ted Hendricks. Secondary Charlie Stukes, Jim Duncan, Jerry Logan, and Rick Volk. For the Cowboys, QB Craig Morton. Running back Dwayne Thomas. Fullback Walt Garrison. Receivers Reggie Rucker and Bob Hayes. Tight end Pettis Norman. Offensive line Ralph Neely, John Nealand, Dave Manders, Blaine Nye, Rayfield Wright. Defensive line Larry Cole, Jethro Pugh, Bob Lilly, George Endry. Linebackers Dave Edwards, Leroy Jordan, Chuck Howley, and secondary Herb Adderley, Mel Renfro, Cornell Green, and Charlie Waters. So, first of all, Dallas definitely played a better game. But like I said, the Colts got it done. So let's just take a look at what happened. The first quarter, Mike Clark, 14-yard field goal, 3-0. That's everything of action. Dallas is leading 3-0. Second quarter, Mike Clark again, 30-yard field goal, 6-0. Then John Mackey, 75-yard touchdown pass from Johnny Unitas. It wasn't exactly a clean touchdown pass. It was a lucky bounce off, and Mackey was able to because he was a great and one of the best tight ends of all time. He saw it in the air. He's going to get it, and he just ran with it. Just like that, they tie it up, missed the extra point. Cowboys come back, 7-yard pass, Craig Morton to Dwayne Thomas. It's now 13-6, Dallas leading. The fourth quarter comes around. Tom Nowatzki, 2-yard rush, 13-all. And then very key play was Mike Curtis getting the interception. They went down the field. Jim O'Brien. Down the field, they might have ran 1 or 2 plays, try to get some more yardage in there. And then Jim O'Brien, perfect snap. Everything went well. He nailed the 32-yarder to make it 13-16 and end the Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl hopes. And honestly, sloppy, one of the sloppiest Super Bowls I've ever seen. But at the end, like I said, the Colts got it done. So, in the end, fantastic Super Bowl. Because there was a lot of pressure, which meant there was a lot of nerves. And sometimes it's good to have some nerves in the Super Bowls. It just makes it fun to see both teams fighting for it. Number 7, this one's for John. Honestly, this is one of the most emotional Super Bowls, I honestly could say. Not just being able to just watch and just replay it. It's a very emotional Super Bowl. It's a Super Bowl where, honestly, you had Brett Favre, young Brett Favre, trying to win his second straight ring. Green Bay was definitely favored in this game. They had a great team. They had a very good team. But Denver had a great team as well, and they weren't ready to just give up on that. And I think it showed how much will you go to win a championship? How much will you go to know to do what you love? How much will you get to the top of what you love? Do you actually love doing it? Or do you just do it because, you're good at it and it's just a good pastime? Are you actually willing to do it, put everything of you to be the best, to win, to be the top of your whatever you're doing? And that's just a good life thing to know. And this is what I love about this Super Bowl. It showed me a lot of things. And really, it just gave to John Elway what everyone in life should know, is that you should never give up. And if you want it, well, you will go get it. Honestly, you will literally put your body on the line to go get it. And that's what I love. And it was a great game. I mean, Mike Holmgren and Mike Shanahan coaches against Denver and Green Bay was awesome. But again, Green Bay was very much favored in this game. Let's take a look at the lineups before we go into it, though. For the Broncos, QB John Elway, running back Terrell Davis, fullback Howard Griffith, receivers Rod Smith and Ed McCaffrey, tight end Shannon Sharp, offensive line Gary Zimmerman, Mark Schlereth, Tom Nalen, Brian Habib, Tony Jones, defensive line Neil Smith, Keith Traylor, Ma Tanuvasa, Alfred Williams, linebackers John Mobley, Alan Aldrich, Bill Romanowski, and secondary Ray Crockett, Darian Gordon, Tyrone Braxton, and Steve Otwater. For the Packers, QB Brett Favre, running back Dorsey Levens, fullback William Henderson, receivers Robert Brooks and Antonio Freeman, tight end Mark Chimura, offensive line Ross Verba, Aaron Taylor, Frank Winters, Adam Timmerman, Earl Dawson, defensive line Reggie White, Santana Dodson, Gilbert Brown, Gabe Wilkins, linebackers Seth Joyner, Bernardo Harris, Brian Williams, and secondary Tyrone Williams, Doug Evans, Leroy Butler, and Eugene Robinson. So, like I said, fantastic game. Let's get into it. First quarter, Antonio Brown, 22-yard pass from Brett Favre, touchdown, 7-0 Green Bay. Terrell Davis responds 1-yard touchdown run, 7-7. The second quarter, John Elway, 1-yard rush, 7-14, Denver. Jason Elam, 51-yard field goal, makes it 7-17, Denver. Packers then respond with Mark Chirma, 6-yard pass from Brett Favre, touchdown, 14-17, Denver. Third quarter, Ryan Longwell, 27-yard field goal, 17-17. Terrell Davis at one point had migraines, couldn't even see, but the guy played fantastic, and he helped what John Elway couldn't do, which was John Elway was great, and you know what, the old man can run, but he was getting up there, and he needed someone to really help him out. And Terrell Davis really helped out a lot this year. You're looking at Terrell Davis, his 1-yard run, 17-24 Denver. Fourth quarter, Antonio Freeman, 13-yard pass from Brett Favre, 24-24. And then Terrell Davis again with his 1-yard rush, touchdown, 24-31 Denver. And it was unbelievable. Terrell Davis won the Super Bowl MVP, well-deserving. He carried the team. He made sure he thought of himself, but at the same time, he thought all the time, I want to win this for John. And you know what? He'd been through so much pain, and John Elway finally gets what he wanted, which was a Super Bowl championship. And that's why I think very emotional. He put his body on the line. There was a play where he just ran, got hit really hard by 2 defenders, and still got back up. That's what I call a warrior and just greatness. Number 6, should have ran it. Pretty much, you know what I'm talking about. Super Bowl 49. Seattle Seahawks, New England Patriots, Glendale, Arizona, University of Phoenix Stadium. The coaches, Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, another guy again on this countdown. Already I'm putting him here for the 3rd time on this list. It's kind of nuts. And I'm telling you right now, it's not the last one that you will see out of him in the Super Bowl. Yeah, this is another victory for the New England Patriots and Tom Brady. But I wouldn't say it was totally because they destroyed Seattle. I would say that they did a great job of coming back from them and doing what they could, but there was a lot of key factors into why New England lost, or why New England won, why Seattle lost. Big deal. Big deal. And I might get criticized for it, but it's my honest opinion. So, Seattle, New England, let's take a look at everything. For the Pats, you have QB Tom Brady, running back Shane Vereen, receivers Julian Edelman and Brandon LaFell, tight end Michael, oh my goodness, this is going to be long, Huma Wanui, tight end Robert Gronkowski, offensive line Nate Solder, Dan Connolly, Brian Stork, Ryan Wendell, and Sebastian Vollmer. The D-line, Chandler Jones, Rob Ninkovich, Vince Wilfork, Silver Sligla. Linebackers, Dante Hightower, Jamie Collins, and secondary of Darrelle Revis, Kyle Arrington, Brandon Browner. You also had yourself Devin McCourty and Patrick Chung in there. The Seahawks Russell Wilson, QB, running back, Marshawn Lynch, receivers, Ricardo Lockett, Doug Baldwin, Jermaine Kearse, tight end, Luke Wilson, offensive line, Russell Okung, James Carpenter, Max Unger, J.R. Sweezy, and Justin Britt. The D-line, Michael Bennett, Tony McDaniel, Kevin Williams, Cliff Averill. Linebackers, Bruce Irvin, K.J. Wright, Bobby Wagner. And secondary, Richard Sherman, Byron Maxwell, Cam Chancellor, and Earl Thomas. Great teams, just great rosters for sure, right? Better roster, in my opinion, was Seattle's, like in terms of defense-wise. But anyway, let's look at what we got. So this, no score in the first quarter, nothing. Second quarter, with 9:47 left, Brandon LaFell, 11-yard pass from Tom Brady, 7-0 New England. But then 2 minutes 16 left, Seattle responds back. Marshawn Lynch, 3-yard rush, 7-7. 31 seconds left. Robert Gronkowski, 22-yard pass from Tom Brady, makes it 7-14, New England. And then with 2 seconds left, right before the half, Chris Matthews, 11-yard pass from Russell Wilson, ties it up at 14. The third quarter, 11:09, Stephen Hauschka, 27-yard field goal, makes it 17-14. Then, after a much-needed stop and interception from Bobby Wagner, with 4 minutes 54 seconds, Doug Baldwin gets a 3-yard pass from Russell Wilson. It's a touchdown. It's now 24-14 Seattle. Fourth quarter, we roll in with 7 minutes 55 seconds left. Danny Amendola, 4-yard pass from Tom Brady, makes it 24-21 New England. And then just along the 2-minute mark, Julian Edelman, 3-yard pass from Tom Brady, 24-28, blown coverage by one of the Seattle defenders. So let's take a look. Let's rewind this back. Let's take a look how we got to a 24-28 thing. First of all, this probably would have never happened. Seattle probably would have been pretty fine in the lead if, A, Jeremy Lane did not severely, it was a really bad injury, dude. You don't want to see that again. He landed super awkwardly on his arm when he intercepted it. It was pretty bad. Couldn't get back in the game. It's a gruesome injury. It's not great to see. Definitely, I'm glad he's coming back. I hope he plays super well this year anyway. Richard Sherman was injured. I believe he injured his shoulder. Like, in the NFC Championship game, he was, like, tackling people with one arm. Earl Thomas wasn't doing so well with his leg. He got a little bit injured. Cam Chancellor wasn't completely healthy. So, you know, you had New England, which had healthy guys, versus Seattle banged up. That's a big thing, especially in the Super Bowl. Especially in the Super Bowl. And you know what? They were still up by 10 with an injured and banged up secondary, a banged up team. And they still got to really good yardage. Jermaine Kearse made an unbelievable catch. Russell Wilson gives it to him. They'll say it's an incomplete. No, he catches it right at about the 4 yard line or so. 3 or something, you know. And they don't give it to Marshawn Lynch. That's number 2. You messed up when you didn't give it to the best running back of that year. No, it wasn't DeMarco Murray. In my opinion, Marshawn Lynch was the best running back of that year. Should have given him the ball. That's it. Give him the ball. Guarantee this defense would have stopped New England. I know it's Tom Brady, but this is a different team. This is a team that's frustrated Tom Brady before. I feel like he would have been frustrated. New York Giants did it. I feel like Seattle would have been able to do it and get a Super Bowl victory. I think they would have been back-to-back champs if they gave it to Marshawn and then let the defense just take it away, right? So, and there was not much time there. Like, honestly, they could have done that. And, you know, like I said, that would have been intriguing for sure. Because, again, they would have needed a touchdown to win. And, honestly, Seattle was really good at not giving them much for a while, you know. Also, I'm sorry, my headphone actually just popped off. So, yeah, so that's my fault. So, hold on. Okay, that's better. Okay, so, but yeah, so that's a big thing. Big thing is that banged up and didn't give it to Marshawn. Overall, yes, I think Seattle should have won this game. They were more talented. They were a better team. I don't give the credit to Tom Brady. I give it to Tom Brady for being an excellent player and converting on key things that he had to do. But this Super Bowl, I wouldn't considerably bring him to be the man, you know. I think Malcolm Butler made a great play. Malcolm Butler was definitely the man of that Super Bowl because he got them to win it. Terrible. I don't know why you would want to do a slant route. I don't know why you couldn't just ran run the ball. Should have run the ball, really. I'm not a Seahawks fan. I really would have liked to see Marshawn being the hero. You know, I feel like he's always been kind of the overlooked individual and over the defense and everything in that team. And I feel like if he had it, he would have been the hero. People would have appreciated him a lot more than they did out here in Seattle. I just feel like they appreciated him, but I feel like they should have appreciated him a little bit more. Honestly, you know, what can I say? Seattle should have won this game, fair and square. New England won. Great game because it led to a lot of controversy, and it was still a great game. So, yeah, number 6.